All right, we are live. Welcome to Uncut and Unleashed. It's June 8th. I'm so excited. We have so much going on. Woo! Sorry, gotta make sure it's on Facebook. Today we have Sara Margulis on, CEO of HoneyFund. Thank you for being on with us.
Welcome.
And
hi, everybody. I'm sharing it to my Facebook right now.
With that is the craziness for 30 seconds.
yes, anybody who wants to host a watch party, we would love for you to. After our interview with Sara, Yvette and I are going to announce the winner of our free pop-up wedding giveaway. And if you were following us the last week, we had some extra partners join in. So it's a $7,500 pop-up wedding that we are giving for free. And we've had so many amazing couples just share their stories. So we are extremely excited to announce those winners.
Yes.
But before we go and announce, we would love to talk to Sara. She was on the podcast last year in 2019, and we had an amazing conversation. But now that, you know, the world of live and seeing us in person, everybody wants to really just talk to you, see you, and let us know, for those who don't know what HoneyFund is, what it is, and how you can do it. So introduce
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me, Giovanna. I always love talking to you. I think we have a lot in common when it comes to how we think about weddings. And the pop-up wedding idea, I think, is so on point, and we're going to cover some of that, my thoughts around that today.
Great.
So HoneyFund is a registry, first and foremost, where you can raise money towards your honeymoon as a wedding gift. This is something that friends and family have been over the moon about since we launched in 2006. We've processed more than $600 million in gifts. We've served 1 million couples. We've been on Shark Tank and got a deal from Kevin O'Leary. And the company has just grown and expanded in so many ways in response to this trend where wedding couples, they just don't need this stuff anymore. They live together. They've got what they want. They can get anything they want from Amazon or Target. You know, there's no need to like register for a lot of stuff. Granted, I know couples still like to get certain things like choice pieces, which I think is awesome. And it doesn't preclude you from also having a honeymoon fund. And let's face it, you know, we want experiences over things these days, right? So HoneyFund exists to make those like honeymoon dreams come true. And we've also now expanded into wedding funding because we know, like, you know, with the pop-up weddings and the COVID-19 and, you know, civil unrest, like weddings go on, you know, and it always can't happen the way that we dreamed of or the way that we see in shiny, glossy photos, but it can be unique and special and amazing. And sometimes you need your friends and family to help pitch in to make that happen. In fact, oftentimes, you know, parents of the bride and groom, aunts and uncles, special close people in your life will pitch in anyway. And HoneyFund now has a way for you to coordinate all that on your page.
Oh my God, I love that.
That is amazing.
And that's
so good.
I think a lot of times when I explain it to couples, they just think that like the money that gets put in has to be used for what the person gave them, which I guess ultimately that's what you would do, but it is a virtual online bank that they can later on decide what to do with. And obviously right now with COVID, I would think that some of those couples transfer that money into saying like, we're going to need to use it for our wedding. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I love about HoneyFund, and last year in October, the Just Engage University ebook came out, and you were in on one of our first chapters because, and I know Yvette can tell you the same thing, most couples don't end up taking a honeymoon, or it's like not the honeymoon that they wanted because they spent so much money on the wedding, or they went over budget, and they don't know about what you offer and how you can do that, and how you can also, and we can talk about that too, you can add in an online registry to HoneyFund for people who still want to buy you a gift. But I think it's that you can kind of go through like, what's the process and what does it look like? Because you don't have to, it doesn't have to be your original plan or your original trip or your original template. You can kind of move that and do what you want with it.
Yeah, I love what you said about, you know, most couples don't have budget for the honeymoon after they've spent on the wedding, right? So I just want to take a second and talk about finances and numbers, because HoneyFund was really born out of, and my co-founder personal need to take a great honeymoon and stick to a budget. We wanted both of those things. And when you look at today's wedding couples, largely millennials, 80% of millennials have less than $5,000 saved to their name. 46% have zero.
Yeah.
So that means that if you're talking about a $35,000 average wedding cost, which is the numbers we see out there, how 80% of people could never even get close to that number, right? So HoneyFund makes sense because not only are you able to, to really look at your budget and say, I'm going to do a wedding that makes sense for me, but then you can ask your friends and family to help pitch in to the money they're already going to spend on a gift, to pitch into either the wedding or the honeymoon, so that you can wake up on your wedding day with some money for your future, right? Like that, if there was one mission of HoneyFund, it's the dream honeymoon and it's the dream wedding and but it's really the dream marriage, right? Yeah. And it's like, how are you going to have a dream marriage if you're starting off in the hole or in a financial position that makes you both very, very nervous after all of the high of the wedding day has passed, right? So that's why we're here. And to get to your point about how it works, when you sign up for HoneyFund, you log in, you give us your name and your address and your bank account number, and then we do the rest. The money just goes right into your bank account. And it's the lowest processing fee out there, 2.4%. So we try to make it as easy as possible for you to have the most flexibility that you can possibly have with that money. Again, guests are going to spend money on your gift anyway. They are much more excited to know that it goes toward something that you really need and care about, and that's going to put you on good financial footing and good relationship footing going forward after your wedding day.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, I mean, I know my brain totally thinks the pop-ups, the smaller weddings, and
yeah.
Okay, so I know even with someone who says that their budget is around $5,000, that, like you just said, most people don't have that in their savings. So they still say,
right.
They ask me, do you have a payment plan? Can I make these payments monthly? Or, which happens, they'll say, well, we're still trying to find out who's actually going to help us with this wedding, because we've had certain commitments from people, but we're not really sure where we stand. But I think where this really would help is that you can put that out there, and then it's a nice, gracious way of saying, hey, we're serious about getting married, but yet we're asking in a very nice way because you said you wanted to help. Here is the specific way that helps us get what we want. And then people see, and and I hate to say it like this, but sometimes when a family relative asks you for something, you kind of go, you just want me to write you a check directly. But when they see, no, there's a whole concept, and this is where you're trying to go. It's so you go, oh yes, I want to give towards that. And I remember the first time I'd ever seen this was years ago. A friend of mine had gotten married, and she did hers for Italy, which I love Italy. And she put on there very specific things. They wanted to take a bike ride at a certain place. They were going to have dinner at a certain place. Well, for someone who knew her, I thought, oh, bike ride. This is so her. I want to be able to have her have this exact experience. And I can only imagine that people can do that on the wedding side of it too, where someone can say, I want to give to you. This is what I want it to go towards. Specifically.
I want to cover the flowers.
Yeah.
I want to, I have 5 cases of wine from the winery I work for, but here, have it, like so many people want to contribute to your big day and give you the exact thing that you need. So we actually created a wedding fund kind of example list of things that commonly are contributed towards things like rehearsal dinner, the alcohol or other beverages at the wedding, the catering, the flowers, the rentals. And so you can just drag and drop those or click add and put those on your HoneyFund and kind of use the page as an engagement announcement. Like it has your, everybody wants to know when's the big day, right? So you put your big day there, you put a little message, you list all the things that you could use some help with, and you send it out to your close people. I'm not saying send this out to your 200 friends or everyone on Facebook or all your coworkers. That wouldn't be appropriate, right? We know that the closest people to us are the ones that are going to contribute to our wedding anyway. Here's a way to organize it and answer all those questions that they're going to have anyway, in a way that's kind of sane and like organized.
Yeah.
Oh, I have so much. It's like I want to talk about it all. So number one that I talk to couples when they're either listening to the podcast or they download the ebook, and obviously in the ebook, I have them do that first. It's kind of even when they book a wedding at Mia Bella and they leave, I'm like, hey, don't forget to sign up for your HoneyFund. And they're like, what's HoneyFund?
Right.
So we sit here and we have another 15-minute conversation, and they look at each other and they're like, oh my God, send me the link right now. And I'm sending them the link. But now that you're including the wedding portion part of it, I think that's fantastic. But there's so many little events leading up to the wedding, and most weddings are booked between 12 to 16 months out. And so I tell couples, like, they're like, why would we plan our honeymoon right now? One, because you're going to think you're going to not be able to plan it and not have the money because you're going to be spending it for your wedding. And two, you have so many, like if you have an engagement shower, if you have an engagement party, if you have a bridal shower, then you have your bachelorette party. Like, I swear most of my friends, including my sister, like they don't need things. So I'm like, you just send that link out. Every single thing that you're doing, that link goes on. And then I think almost every single person that I know has had more money left over in that account. No one's like spent it all. So it's like the gift that keeps on giving, and it's not too soon to plan it. And you're getting excited because halfway through planning a wedding, how many times do you see the bride and groom like pulling their hair out and they're like, oh, this is so stressful. They have something to look forward for themselves. So I'm going to stop there because then I want to talk about something afterwards. So, I mean, is that?
No, you're totally right. I mean, sorry, I couldn't quite hear the last question.
I feel like that's what it's intended for. Like, you started.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. It's intended for all, your total wedding cost, your total expenditure for all of the events, the bachelor parties, the bachelorette parties, the showers, everything is, often not really talked about because the wedding takes focal point, or the honeymoon sometimes gets secondary position. But when it comes to, all those other little things, they add up, right? And so your HoneyFund can support you through the entire journey. You're absolutely right.
I was just thinking, a lot of our people who've been listening to us and this craziness that we've been going through, everything seems to be centered around COVID. I mean, it's just like everybody's been so affected. So can you kind of just share with us how even you've seen it being affected in your company with your clients, and then maybe give some pointers to people out there that they can learn from, as far as people that are really affected by what's going on?
Yeah. So we've been sharing stories of COVID weddings and proposals on HoneyFund's Instagram and Facebook. So if you don't follow us, just at HoneyFund on all of the social media platforms, but Instagram especially is where we've been highlighting the stories of couples who have gone ahead and gotten married or gotten engaged during this time. And it's so sweet to me because it's just such a poignant example of how love is not canceled. Love cannot be canceled, right? Like, and in some ways, times like these bring the focus and narrow it in on love and our relationships even more than everyday life hustle and bustle, right? So what we've seen with our businesses with our couples rather, is about 25% of our couples are going ahead and getting married now. And with that's elopement, the elopement is now like in your living room on FaceTime, right? It's different than it used to be. The backyard weddings, the standing in the parking lot with people driving in weddings, the drive-by receptions, like we've seen a lot of people doing graduations and birthdays and things that way. Well, we're seeing receptions that way too. And so, what I really think is the important point here is that if what matters to you is to be married to this person that you love, or even if you just have some logistical reason to still get married, you've got that deadline coming up for some paperwork, or, your open enrollment for your health insurance at work or whatever it is. Like, sometimes you just need to be married to take care of stuff, right? There's a really fun and creative way to do it. And most of those people are postponing the reception, the big day, for another later time when everything's over, right? So Giovanna's like nodding. Yes, this is what people are doing. When it comes to gifting though, can we stop and talk about that for a second? Because a lot of times wedding guests don't really know what's the etiquette of someone getting married and postponing their reception. So I know they got married. I feel like I should give them a gift, but I'm invited to something next year, or haven't even been invited yet because we don't know what it is. Do I bring the gift then? Do I send it now? There's a lot of questions around that. And so what we recommend is that, I don't want to sound self-serving. Obviously, HoneyFund is growing and thriving when people are giving gifts, right? But what I want to say to givers is that now is a time when couples could really use your financial support more than ever. Yeah. So if you're going to send money through a HoneyFund, just get it done. It will be much appreciated. If you have an invitation to something that you're going to and you want to bring a box gift, by all means do that. But if you're able to, and I know a lot of people are affected by COVID, not just the couples, but the givers and the guests and everybody, right? If you're able to, and it's something that you can do now, it shows a lot of support for that couple, especially if they already have gotten married, because we're all in a kind of a tight spot right now, and we could use each other's help.
For sure. And Yvette and I do. So Yvette's the owner of PopUp Wedding Houston, and this concept came around 4 years ago before COVID, and so we partnered up.
Okay.
And when we partnered up and did special packages for couples affected by COVID during COVID, because we were still able to do gatherings of like, we were at 50, and then we were 10, we were at 5,
Right.
but we've been able to do over 10 already. But so one of the things that I've noticed just with doing pop-ups, but also with doing regular weddings, I would say 75% of guests are bringing envelopes with gift cards and checks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the last time I packed up a client's car with a bunch of gifts. So the other thing that I've noticed for couples who do have HoneyFund, I see people like giving them money during the ceremony or like at the reception. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I haven't, or like they want to go see what's left and like give them a little bit more.
Yes, so, I love that.
I mean, I have literally been at a wedding and sitting next to someone like on a HoneyFund.
Oh yeah. No, I've gotten feedback from givers who are like, I was trying to give the gift in the pew and I was having trouble with this or that. And I was like, whoa, rewind. You were in the pew?
Yeah. Like, we were in Jamaica. We had friends that got married. We were in Jamaica and I'm like, she's like, oh, I forgot to get a wedding gift. I'm like, oh, okay, well, just now. But
easy.
Like, they're not going to let it out. You can do it after the party. But so one of the things that I wanted to talk about is we're doing virtual streaming now. I'm sure you've seen that with. I'm going to pause real quick and make sure that we're still on because I had a notification saying that we weren't on Facebook.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, everyone's texting me that is applied for the win is saying it's not live.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, bummer, because we talked about so many great things.
Hold on.
Was it on and then it went off?
It says live here in our group. So
okay.
I don't know.
Please hold during these technical difficulties. I wish we had a little music playing. Okay, I don't see it either.
You should see us in some of our. we could do a whole blooper series on the behind of what the heck really happens
when technology takes over. No, I think we're good. Let me play it. Hold on 1 second.
It says private video, only viewed by people that the video owner selected. I think that's your issue. You just gotta release the public.
Oh, they were public. All my should be public, but let's go back.
I think because it's in the watch party, it's saying it's just private.
Okay, I'm going to tell everybody just to go to my main page, and then we can always host watch parties after. There we go.
Yeah, it says Just Engage University is hosting a watch party. This private video and only may be viewed by people the owner selects.
Right. That's right. We're good. Thank you. Thanks, Carmen. Thanks, Brandy. I can hear you guys. Yay.
Can you see that?
I do see that.
From our.
Yep.
This is right on your Facebook page.
On Just Engage. Okay, we're going there. Give us 1 second, guys.
Or Uncut.
I think you just have to. It's set to public, which is strange.
Yeah, it is. It's always been a public site, but we'll just go back. And if not, what I'll do, since I'm posting this on my on my personal page and it's public, we'll just reshare them later.
Okay, cool.
That way we're not interrupting. So there's okay. We will restart.
Okay, how do we?
Okay, while you guys are doing that, if we're recording, do you mind if I just mention some stats that I could be really useful to listeners?
Yes.
Would that be good? I'll just take over the show while you guys are here. Okay. Okay, so we talked about how 80% of millennials have less than 5,000 saved, right? And 46% have zero. If you are lucky enough to have, let's say, $35,000 saved, do you know how much you'll have if you invest that in the stock market when you're 65? You would have $1.2 million.
Oh my God.
So let's talk about the opportunity cost of spending that much money on a wedding. And I'm not saying don't have a great big day. Don't make it everything you want it to be, but at least consider what you're trading off to do that, right? And when you have amazing, services available to you like Yvette, PopUp Wedding Houston, you have everything you need to have a memorable, amazing, great day and your financial future, which I think is so important. And again, is really at the heart of why we even started HoneyFund in the first place. And a lot of couples today, I think, they don't even really think about the weddings that you've been to, right? The weddings that you've been to that are most memorable are not the $35,000, $50,000, $100,000 weddings. I mean, yes, those are memorable in their own opulent way, but they're the ones that were super authentic and unique and special, and where like everyone was crying during the vows, and where, like there was some funky, like, sparklers and some dance that everybody did, by the barn. Like, it's the cool, funky, unique, rustic kind of super authentic weddings that are the most memorable for guests. And I think that's what, sorry, go ahead, Jamal.
Reflecting their personalities versus a copy. I mean, versus copy and paste. Yeah. We don't like to copy.
Yes. Wedding with personality is so easy to pull off without getting caught up in all of the hype and the glossy photoshopped, I call it like, think about like what Dove did for the wedding industry. I mean, for the beauty industry, what did Dove do? They put real women of all shapes and sizes in their underwear in beauty magazines, right? And said, this is beauty, all of it, right? And that's what I want. What HoneyFund wants to do for weddings is to show people, like, that weddings come in all shapes and sizes, and what matters is the personality or what's inside more than what's outside in the glossy Photoshop.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it really begins with a couple. And that's why we've been so
exactly
about our boot camp class, our course that we've been doing, because it starts from when you meet each other, your relationship, what comes from within, the expression of who you are, your commitment to one another. That's sometimes when I have been in appointments where I've had people get so like, but my budget is with this. I'm like, okay, let's just take a deep breath and just remember one really important thing. The two of you are coming together. And here's the about living in the blessings of where we live. Right. All you need really is the two of you and someone to marry you to make this legit. Every single thing you add on top of that is truly a blessing, and we should be so thankful for and not stress out about.
I'm so with you. Oh my, I've literally said those exact words, Yvette, exactly like that. I love it. And your boot camp is so exciting to me. I want to take it. Can I come?
Oh, of course. We would love that. We would love some feedback. We just finished.
Can we work on biceps too while we're in there?
We'll make those part of the exercises at home.
Those are our wine bottles.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah. It's funny because, when we talked last year in 2019, obviously it looked different than what we're doing now. And Yvette and I, again, have been doing these pop-up weddings during COVID, but we also came up with what you just said earlier, which was the ceremony now and celebrate later, because right now we can't do large gatherings. And then we are kind of disruptors in the industry. We started Uncut and Unleashed during COVID to kind of support the wedding industry and the couples and have a bridge that helps bring us both together. But we see now that Texas has reopened. We're able to do smaller gatherings, more intimate gatherings. They still look a little bit different, and we don't think that the wedding industry will crash, but it's going to be different. Like there's the new way of weddings is coming in 2021, and a lot of what we've talked about of what you said about being authentic and the personalities. I think a lot of couples are going to realize what's important to us, and so. Virtual streaming, virtual stuff for us has been hard because we're just not tech savvy. So we're learning together. We're like, okay, we got this. We're going to make it happen. So we've been doing these Facebook Lives, posting on YouTube, but we were able to do virtual streaming at a couple of our ceremonies. And we are talking about how do we integrate that now into wedding packages, because you're not going to be able to invite your full wedding guest. We don't know when we're going to get to that point. Two, some people may not travel for a while, older people, parents. So virtual streaming at weddings is going to be a thing. It's going to be part of the future. So
I totally agree.
We've been partnering with LG and putting those those packages together. Do you just want the ceremony? Do you want the ceremony? What is it that you want your guests to see? But moving forward in 2021 and 2022, I think that's going to help couples kind of cut back on the guest list and say, okay, well, we obviously know that these 50 people, we want to invite them, but let's invite them to the virtual stream part. Let's invite them, let them be like, we'll send them a bottle of champagne, an invitation, be on at this time. But one of the things we were talking to LG about, which is our partner, is how do we include that HoneyFund link in the stream? Because I know that there's a time and a place to ask for money, but we feel like for the wedding, that would be a great time to do. Are you guys doing stuff like that already? Is that something that's been on your, like, on the radar?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you know, in my wedding in 2005, my grandparents didn't travel. They were already to the point where they were not comfortable traveling across states to be there. If we had live streaming then, I would have totally live streamed them in. And I know there's lots of wedding guests that aren't going to be able to travel for one reason or another. I mean, I also didn't attend a friend's wedding like in 2007 because I had a newborn baby at home. You know, I would love to be able to, you know, to live stream and be there for them. And I would happily send them a gift if the gift was, you know, if the link was in there. We are actually working with Zoom on a live stream program. In fact, we just ran a Zoom wedding giveaway with Mr. Wonderful, a Shark Tank investor.
I saw that.
And Kevin is actually going to be officiating the grand prize winner's wedding on Zoom. I think it's in like a week and a half. And all those details will be coming out on HoneyFund's social media. So make sure you follow us.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we also gave that grand prize winner a week in Jamaica to be taken like a later time, because we feel like having that trip to look forward to after COVID is like so important. And thank you to our partners at Jamaica for that. And we also are giving away 10 $1,000 grants to runner-up prize winners, because again, we just know that, you know, it's a hard time right now and people just need money in their HoneyFund. So that was a way that we felt like we could give back during this time. Wrapped around that, we launched a wedding vendor directory, a free directory for vendors who are supporting these kind of new normal weddings that you're talking about, Giovanna. And so if you go to our blog, honeyfund.com/blog, you'll find the wedding vendor directory, and it's free for any vendors to join. In fact, Yvette, I would love to have your pop-up weddings in there. We have a company called Rent My Wedding, which will ship you like decorations in a box that you can use to like make a backdrop for your Zoom wedding. You know, like you can get your flowers shipped in a box. There's planners like you guys who are meeting with couples virtually, sending them all the links they need to do their hair tutorials and their makeup tutorials and their and setting up the technology, right? Sending them videographers kind of have a new job description now, right? And photographers, they need to be able to set up these Zooms and stuff. So all of this is, you know, kind of how HoneyFund responded to what you're talking about. And I see that, I really already see that, even though we're not out of COVID yet, I see it going that way long-term, to your point, Giovanna. It absolutely, I think, you know, it's an amazing way to accommodate the guests that you've invited but can't be there, to expand the special moments of your ceremony to a larger audience that you wouldn't be able to afford hosting in person, and also to record and keep, you know, for posterity. I mean, like, how cool to have, you know, live stream and all the different people seeing their faces on the Zoom, you know, like in a recording. I think that's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Well, we noticed the first one that we did, like the one where LG did the 5 different screens and stuff. I sat back and I went, okay, you know, there's something to be said when people go, well, my guest count can't be, and it can't be. And I'm like, now there's no end to how many people you can invite.
No limit.
There's no limit. You don't have to worry about guest count. I want this venue because I have 1,000 people I'm inviting. No, we can all be on the live stream. And actually, one of the pop-ups we did too, it was adorable. She was from the UK. He's from here. And so they got married, which I think was the shortest ceremony we'd ever experienced.
So fast.
It was like, you, I do, kiss, bye. And like, literally, that's how fast it was. Anyway, she afterwards was adorable because she's like, she's looking at the screen and she didn't realize how many people were going to be on. So she's like, and you, and oh my gosh, you saw it. Like, the excitement on her face to be like, wow, you guys really got to enjoy this, you know, moment with me. And I think that's like, I don't know, it was adorable.
Authentic. I mean, and like the happiest.
Totally.
And Yvette and I, before live streaming, we were like, oh, we can help you with the Zoom, and we are not doing that. We did
No.
one wedding that way, the hotspot, and then I said we have to put it in the package, even if it's the small price point, because it's a job. It's a
There's
job.
no room for error. Yeah.
And actually, even though we had said to the couples, like, bring your laptops, bring Wi-Fi, bring whatever, every single person was like, once they got here, was like, wait, what about this? Because you get nervous. The last thing you want to be thinking about before you say I do is connecting the Wi-Fi to this or that person.
Yeah.
Then everyone is contacting that person. And so a couple of the grooms were a little frantic because they were like, I can't be answering all these questions and try to get right, so definitely hire a professional to help you with that entire thing.
I totally agree with that. I love what you said about how, like, it's kind of like your wedding guests can be like endless, and it really made me like think about how free couples are to create something really unique and special these days. Technology enables us, situations in our, in our lives, like COVID and anything else, like kind of forces us to get creative, and really, like, it's funny how when you put pressure on anything like that, you kind of open up this like unlimited like possibilities that you wouldn't have thought of before. And that's another thing that I think, HoneyFund is really about. It's like, there are no limits on what you can do as a couple. Right? Love actually literally translates into ultimate freedom, no limits. And when you can express that authentically and you can bring your personality to it, like you said, and you have all the technology at your disposal, there is no reason you can't have an amazing wedding. Everyone you want to be part of it on a realistic budget that sets you up for financial success in your future, which then gives you all kinds of limitless possibilities going into your lives together. So I love that we're bringing this all together, and that the two of you have put together this boot camp that helps couples explore all that and think about that before they spend a dime like on the wedding itself, or before they spend 10 minutes on Pinterest or the Knot or whatever, getting sucked into the mania, to really like center them and think about like what's really important.
Yes, which they want to do after. We've been doing this for such a long time, but it's like, why are we waiting to get married to figure that out when that's what you need to figure out first before you get married?
Totally.
So it's really like that 1 to 3 year plan that eliminates all of those fights and all of those conversations that no one wants to have. But I kind of feel like now you can actually have your wedding how you want it. It's like, I can have my cake and eat it too, because now it's like authentic. Now it's what we really wanted. Now we can really invite other guests and not feel bad that it's only the virtual part. And you don't feel bad. They were going to come to your wedding, probably buy a new outfit, get an Uber for the night, get a babysitter for the kid.
Oh my God.
So you add that up, $300. Well, what if they just put $300 in your honey fund? Like,
I never even thought about that, but it's totally, it's such a gracious way for a guest to bow out of going, because we've all been there.
All the time. I had, when my kids were little, I'm like, ooh, like, I do want to be there. Or like the people who were like, we were just going to go to the ceremony anyway. Great. You can still just come to the ceremony virtually, and you can still send me my gift.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, for the guest, it's like, oh, awesome. I can still be part of their day. I can still send the gift. I can still feel special for me without having to go to all the time and trouble to attend. Because for some guests, it really is a hardship. And especially now, especially, if you were planning a destination wedding, like, even if you reschedule that, how many of your guests are going to be able to afford that now, because with lost jobs or businesses that have suffered. So I really think there's so much that will be changing even when we come out of COVID. People have experienced 6 months to a year of financial hardship. That changes the game. Even if you can gather again, even if you can fly on an airplane again, are people going to want to or be able to, So that's another reason why I really see these trends going far into the future.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. So we'll let you close us out because we're going to go into our next segment. But I'm going to have everything. We're going to be on YouTube. So my kids always tell me, Mom, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell on the side for the next one. We'll be on YouTube. We will have you in the show notes for YouTube.
They should be our tech bros.
They want to intern and teach us the ways. They're 14 and 11. We were practicing.
I know.
We will.
Mine are 13 and 10.
Oh, so you get it. They're like, Mom,
and they've already started a YouTube show. They're painting their bedrooms. They're decorating. They're doing it all. It's awesome on YouTube.
we'll have links for that. Then when we repost this and reshare this, we obviously will have links for that. We'll have it on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you listen to podcasts. So if someone just wants to listen to us and not watch our crazy tech issues, you can watch us there. But kind of close us out. Let us know what else you want us to include. This is really all about you and HoneyFund.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I'm just looking at my notes here to make sure I touched on everything. I would say that, no matter who you are and where you are in your life and how COVID's affected you or how Black Lives Matter has affected you, when you bring it down to the love and what you both are really about, you'll have your answers. There's a lot of questions out there right now. Like, what do I do? Do I postpone? What about this? What about that? What is my mother-in-law going to say? Blah, blah, blah. You know what? Erase all that. Sit down with your person and really just say, like, what do we want? Believe me, a lot of people are not going to be upset if they don't have to travel to a wedding in a year. So if you want to get married now, just do it. You know what I mean? And people, call people like Yvette who can help you plan an amazing event and save the money you were going to spend on the big day for your financial future. You would never be sorry that you did that. So that's all I have to say. Thank you. Well,
Thank you.
We're so uniformed, but Yvette and I will schedule a call for you and us to talk about boot camp and see how we can maybe collaborate for that, because I feel like
I would love to.
Totally. So we're launching at the end of June.
And PopUp wedding.
And then, yes, we'll get into the vendor list and see how we can help with that as well. We really appreciate you being on.
Thank you.
It's always
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks for being so patient.
Good luck with the giveaway. Oh, no problem. It's fun.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
All right.
Oh my God!
We're gonna pause. We're pausing.
Pausing.
It's intermission. We're gonna go back and reshare for the giveaway. Okay, so give us a second. We're coming. We're coming. We're coming.
Okay, so do we end it?
No, we're not ending. Well, let's see.
I just needed. I did put it as private.
Okay, that's your. See, we're gonna blame it on Yvette.
Go ahead.
I'm just kidding.
Because I am the total technically challenged, so I just need to know how to put it to private or to public.
Let's see. Just end it, and then we're gonna redo it. I'm gonna do it. Which one are we going into? To Uncut and Unleashed?
No, I think that one you said it was live.
Okay,
when I went in there, it seemed like it was live.
Please hold. We'll be back.
This is worse than a hole. Okay, so
we watch. Okay, this is perfect. So Just Engage University, we're up. So I need to do Uncut and Unleashed.
Yeah, do that first.
I'm coming, guys. I promise. You want to get a rosé?
Well, and here's the thing too. Everybody who entered, thank God, if they were truly members, like we asked, would be in the Uncut and Unleashed already. So hopefully they already know that we're not behind. It's the people who were not connected, and I'm so sorry. And anyone who went to my Facebook, I guess that's even worse.
Okay, well, we're live there now. So you're here for the winner. If you want it, well, we'll share the link so you guys can go see Sarah's first 30 minutes. HoneyFund is super important. I love what they're doing. Sarah, thank you so much for even having options for wedding funds. I did not know that was available, so that makes me really happy. But now Yvette and I have some more happy and exciting news.
Yes.
We have the winner we're going to celebrate with you guys. We have the winner for our pop-up wedding.
In this little envelope.
Yes.
Somebody's name is in this envelope. And
we're just going to go over what this entails. And we want to say thank you to our collaborating partners, because you guys are amazing. Without you, we would not be able to put on this amazing show. So.
Okay, hold on.
Go.
Did you look in the Uncut and Unleashed? It is live.
Yes, Uncut and Unleashed is live.
Okay.
Go ahead.
While you're, I ended mine.
That's fine, because they need the one that we're doing now.
Okay. All right. What?
I love her.
I know.
I love you. Okay. I wanted to tell everybody what they're winning. So just in case you're just not hearing about this. So we are giving away a 90-minute pop-up wedding from Pop-Up Wedding Houston.
On August 8th.
On August 8th at Mia Bella Houston. And this is where they're going to get. So they are going to get photography and videography from Red Rock Visuals. They're going to get live streaming for their ceremony from LG Events and Productions. They're also going to have DJ service from them. We are doing florals by The Wedding Show, and we have an amazing arch that Eden Rentals is giving us so that Kathy and
Sarah
can do that arch. Sorry. And let's see, who else we got? Oh, obviously Yvette and I come with the package, so we're both going to be here to plan your wedding. And we may have a surprise. We had an editor reach out to us, so there may be a possible write-up and some additional media and photographers here for that wedding. So,
yes. Did you name them?
And cake, yes, cake for dinner. And tell me your name.
Michelle.
So thank you, Michelle.
And did you see them?
And our photo booths, Carmen and Jorge at 360 Events photo booth. So 90 minutes. All of that included. It's actually $7,500 worth of weddings. Now, here's the best part. If you didn't win, we had 19 couples enter. We can only give one away. But if you did not win, we are going to allow 3 more weddings that day. So we're going to do 4 pop-ups altogether, 1 for free, and we're doing 3 more at $2,600. So you can still win those 3 spots. So we'll give those. We'll do another live for that later. But I wanted to let everybody know that we're still allowing those couples that participated to still come in and get the same exact value with all of the amazing collaborating partners, but they're going to get it at $2,600. So you're still going to be able to get married on 80/20.
Yes, and that price keeps going up a little bit. Sorry, guys, is because all the great vendors that she just mentioned donated the free wedding, and then obviously the $2,600 wedding now is a microcosm, like fraction of that cost. And really, they're now just doing what is, well, I don't know. Some of them are under what they're even.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's
still
partner pricing. COVID. We get what's happening. Like we want to give back to our community. We wish we could do them all for free. We can't, but this is our way of just saying we're going to be able to help you where we can. And don't forget that the ceremony now and celebrate later packages are still available on the Mia Bella Houston page, but the prices will be going up next month just because, again, Yvette and I have been serving our community. We've been here doing countless pop-ups, but we will be opening up the doors in August. We will be having to take care of our clients that we already have booked, but we still want to be there and this is only for any couples who have suffered through COVID. So we're not giving these away to just any couples.
The winners.
The winners. So we just want to make sure that you guys know that our heart is still there through the end of this year. We want to make sure that we have that available. Sarah didn't even know that we were doing that, and she's seeing that trend of just get married now if that's what you want to do, and then celebrate later. There's nothing in a wedding book that says you have to do it all at the same time. We're even enjoying it. We're like, we're gonna do the business now, and then we're gonna do the party later, and I think that's gonna be really great. So, okay, let's announce the winner.
Okay. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say this. When we first decided we were gonna do this, obviously it was because of the craziness that we'd seen in COVID. So I just want to say, because I read everybody's entry as far as how people are being affected, and I am so sorry that everybody's been so affected in their wedding. And that's why Gio and I first even started doing the free consultations, which went into the 30-minute weddings that we were doing, and now doing this big giveaway. And honestly, doing this for $2,600 is still actually such a blessing for anybody who wants to really take advantage of it, because everything that's included seriously would be a $7,500 value. But all that to say, I am so deeply sorry for everybody that's been affected, and that your families in these situations that I read in your entries that you sent. And I'm just really hoping that this really blesses the winner and makes, in this trying time, just exciting for the person who wins, and that they find the huge blessing in this. So,
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
No.
Okay, are we going to drink first, or are we going to, let's announce the winner first. Okay, let's have it together. Wait, you need to both hands. Okay. We are crazy today.
I'm so sorry, too, for the people. I told everybody to jump over to Uncut and Unleashed, and I'm so sorry that, anyway, you should have been in that group anyway.
If you don't catch us live, you catch us on the replay, so we're fine. Are you ready?
That sounds so. Okay, the winner of the Win Your Wedding giveaway, valued at $7,500, and thank you to our sponsors. And I'll say it again: Red Rock Visuals, The Wedding Show, LG Event Pro, Eden Event Rentals, Cake for Dinner, and 360 Events Photo Booth, which is all there at Instagram. So go check them out, and Mia Bella Houston and PopUp Wedding Houston. The winner that I'm about to call and see if we can link on. Can I drag it out anymore?
No, tell them already.
Okay, I hope I say this one.
Carolee
Ramirez and Agustin Diaz.
Woo!
Yay!
So Carolee and Agustin, you're our winners. Woo, woo, woo.
Okay,
Here,
wait.
cheers.
Good. Cheers.
Cheers. She's gonna check to see. She's gonna text you right now. Ooh.
Okay.
Who
hold
said
on.
you can't have rosé at 1:14 in the afternoon on a Monday?
Of course you can.
So we are gonna actually text our winners. This is a really like fun bonus Uncut and Unleashed. You got Sarah from HoneyFund. You
Okay,
got
hold on.
winner.
To anybody who knows her, I just sent her the link to connect to us. Carolee, I'm so sorry, I don't know how you say it. I just sent her the link to us, and you'll get the.
Yes, she'll come up right now, so
Okay.
we can put her on.
So we can put her on live if she's here to accept and.
She's here, Carolee.
Wait.
Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna send it to you. Let's send it to your messenger. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Hold on 1 second.
Do you want me to send you back the?
No,
Me?
I'm going to confirm request.
Okay. While she's doing that, I know I keep saying this really, like we keep saying these names really fast. I just want to say again a special thank you to everybody who contributed to do this. Let's just put it this way. When you contribute and give, that means you're giving of yourself, your time, and your personal finances to make this happen. So again, I want to say thank you to Red Rock Visuals, The Wedding Show, LG Event Pro, and I'm giving you their Instagram handles so that you can later on, if you want to go check out their companies and see what they do. Eden Event Rentals, Cake for Dinner, and that's the number 4, and then 360 Events Photo Booth is Sean.
Yeah.
Oh my God, can we hear?
Hold on. I'm gonna add her in. Are you excited?
Yes.
What am I supposed to say? No.
Welcome. You're on live.
Welcome to our crazy! Yay! And cheers to you! Yay!
Thank you.
Okay, wait, where are you first? Are you at work? Are you at home?
I'm at home.
Okay, and
Agustine, is
yeah,
he with
where's
you?
he?
Augustine, come here.
He's like,
Come here. They're asking about you too. Come here.
You just won.
you guys just won your wedding.
We won.
What?
You won your wedding.
Hi. You're on live. You're on live. Like this
No
is
way.
yes.
Augustine's like, what did I win? Well, Augustine, you just won a $7,500 wedding.
Yes. Yes. I know. On 8820.
Oh,
Oh no, don't cry.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh. We're so excited for you guys. We want to make your dreams come true. Oh.
I know.
oh.
I'm really excited for you. I'm crying. I'm
Yeah.
really excited for you guys.
Thank
We
you.
had
Wow.
so
Thank
many
you very
couples
much.
that needed this, but you guys are, I mean, I'm telling you, it was really hard for us, but we are so happy to have you on 8820. So save the date. You get to send that out. Tell all your friends, 8820, and it's going to be streamed. So you'll be able to invite as many people as you want for the live stream, and you get 10 people to come to your wedding, and we're going to do everything for you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if you I know you've been following us, but so you have the photographers, your floral, a DJ will be there, it'll be streamed. You're gonna have a beautiful, like, what do you call it?
Arches, the floral arches.
Floral arch, and obviously your bouquet and boutonniere, a professional wedding cake, and a photo booth, and then we're gonna plan it for you, and we have it here at Via Bella Houston. So we're really excited for you guys.
Sorry, this is my dad.
Hey, Dad! They want a wedding.
He's like, what did you
We
win?
won our wedding.
Oh wow, that's awesome! Congratulations.
Yeah, we'll see you on 8820. So the big question is, do you have a dress?
No.
Okay.
I need to get that.
You don't. Okay. Well, we got 2 months, girl.
What are you looking at?
The calendar.
Oh.
2 months. Literally today, 8820. So the next
Okay.
thing to do is find you a dress. That's all you got to do, and then send out your 10 invites. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, who's the little
Okay.
person?
You have a little person.
Yeah, this is my daughter.
Hey!
Say hi.
Flower girl.
Running around.
Oh yeah.
That's so exciting.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well,
I
anything
feel like
you're-
she's gonna hit the phone and go, wait, what just happened?
Back in the day, we would have called you and you'd have been like on the radio, but now you're like on live. You'll be on YouTube. You're going to be everywhere. So,
Oh my god.
anything you want to say or not say, or you can just whatever you
I'm
want.
in shock.
Don't be.
Yeah, don't
Just
be.
like, wow.
Well, good.
Hey, good things come
Thank
to
you
good
so
people.
much.
So.
You're very welcome. Well, you and Augustine celebrate. We'll send you an email offline. Yes.
Okay.
And we'll let you know what everything that you really don't need to do anything, but we'll just let you know what's entailed, and then we will find you a dress. I will send you to Christine at M2 Milan Bridal. She's fantastic. She'll take care of you.
Okay.
And then we'll see you guys in 2 months.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yay!
Bye,
Thank you.
Bye, Dad.
Yay!
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh
my
God.
God. Love it.
I was really good.
I was about to. I wore waterproof mascara just in case.
I think I've been so nervous the past 48 hours. I've just been like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Okay, so let me see if anyone's commented, and if not, it's fine. We're gonna let you go because I know you've seen this for almost an hour now. So let's see.
I know there's, yeah.
True.
I don't even, I'm not.
And
I'm
we're
not
gonna share this
sure.
again, so we're good. If you missed it, you'll watch it on the replay. Let me see.
Well, someone says they still couldn't see it.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
we're gonna get off now, and then we're gonna go ahead and put these on the other groups that didn't get to see them. But thank you so much for everyone who submitted. Thank you so much to our collaborating partners, vendors who are doing all this with us. Again, without y'all, we would not be able to do it. And congratulations, Carolee and Augustine. We'll see you in 2
Okay,
months.
and we're still next Monday, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll still be here. We're still going to keep bringing information to the wedding industry, really important stuff that you guys need to know, resources, staying on top of just the new normal, and boot camp that's coming up, and continue to get out there. This, again, it's $7,500 worth of wedding that is now available for $2,600. It's an amazing deal. So just contact us if anybody's interested, and we'll get you signed up and ready to go.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
It was wonderful seeing y'all. We'll see you again next
Thanks.
Monday.
Bye.
Bye.